What are your beliefs? What do you believe? And are those beliefs helping you or hurting you? Let's talk about it. So, this week I've been thinking about some of the stuff I've been putting out online, and I realized after talking to some people that maybe some of the concepts like narratives and beliefs, we haven't actually explored those. Like, you haven't actually done it. So why is it so important to me? So when I did my 12 steps, there's so many questions you have to answer and get into, and there was all these beliefs that just didn't serve me anymore. And they mostly came from things like, from like my grandparents and my parents and society. And some of them just really, really, really didn't help anymore. I just let them go. So then when I started doing coaching sessions for guys, it's one of the first things we get into. What are the characters you play? What are your beliefs? And I realized I really want to add value to the people that are watching these videos to help the men like me. That's what I'm trying to help. And like me, that are either struggling, they're caught up in addiction, there might be something's off in their life. And if they're willing to stop blaming everybody else, start looking at themselves, they can get results. Then I would say take responsibility for your thoughts, feelings, speech, and action. But where do they actually come from? Your thoughts come from where? Your feelings come from where? Your speech comes from where? And your actions come from where? From your beliefs. So what are your beliefs? What are your bedrocks? So when I do a coaching session with someone, when we have it, there's a book I give them like this. There's all these topics we go through. And so we'll start out asking 3 things going well, 1 thing not going so well, and something you want to get off your chest. And then do some breathing just to get centered, maybe a little movement, not much. And then they get to pick the topic. And one of the topics is beliefs. So that's here, right? So I have this here. And I wrote it out in a way that I thought would help people watching today to actually add value and actually get something to find out what are your beliefs. All right. So the first is identifying your core beliefs. So what are your core beliefs? So the first question, it's a sentence stem. At my very core, I believe that. So take some time. You can watch this over and over again. I'll put them up. At my very core, I believe that. My most important core belief is. And I really wanted to make these simple. There's so many complicated ways you can ask them. And I just really wanted this to be simple so it could make an impact on your life. Next sentence stem. What I hold to be most true is. The thing that makes me the most angry is. When I feel off or out of alignment, it's usually because I am not. And I feel the most proud of myself when I. So for me, at my very core, I believe that we're all good people and we all have stuff to learn. And that really helps me. Because then I can see the good in people even when it appears as though they're doing really, really bad stuff or annoying stuff, and myself. My most important core belief is my belief in God. What I hold to be most true is love. The thing that makes me the most angry is myself. When I do stuff that I can't believe I'm still doing these things at 48 years old. When I feel off or out of alignment, it's usually because I am not taking any silence courses. I feel the most proud of myself when I have little wins that no one knows about. Just little tiny ones. But I'm like, oh, all that work paid off. So for me, my biggest core belief is love. And not loving another, it's the universal spirit of love. So go into these and find out what your beliefs are. What do you actually believe? Now, next. So you have these beliefs, and then it comes to the challenging times. So it's really easy to be in your belief, oh, everyone's lovely and beautiful and all these things. But when it's challenging, really difficult for most of us. So the first sentence stem, the first question to go through for you is, how my core beliefs support me during challenging times is. The next is, the one thing I can stand on that I know helps me so much is. When I reflect on the tough times, a belief that isn't serving me anymore is. The one belief that I hold on to when I am at my most crucial moment in the storm is. This one's really good. The one belief that I hold on to when I am at my most crucial moment in the storm is. So just answer these and take as much time as you want to answer them. So how my core beliefs support me during challenging times for me is that I know that as long as I stick to breathing and meditation, I stick to my love of God, and I believe that everyone's good, I can get through the challenging times. I know there's gonna be lessons. I know I'm gonna get pissed. I'm gonna get annoyed. I'm gonna get emotional. I'm gonna go back to wanting to be a jerk and be righteous and all of that. And I just know that if I stick with my love of God and like what Guruji and Jesus say, and God and all of the prophets and everyone, is just give love, gain knowledge. Love thy neighbor as thou would like to be loved, and love thy God with all thy heart. That's what I stick to. One thing that I can stand on that I know helps me so much is my belief and faith in a higher power, in God. When I reflect on tough times, a belief that isn't serving me anymore is righteousness. That's when I know more than anybody else. The one belief I can hold on to when I am at my most crucial moment in the storm is everything changes. This will pass. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. Everything passes. The next set of sentence stems is, I believe that everything in life changes except for. So what is that one thing you can hold on to? Everything's going to change except for this. What is that for you? The way I have allowed my beliefs to change with the times is. So this is really important because sometimes the beliefs aren't helping us anymore. They're old, but we hold them to be true still. That was very real for me during the 12 steps. A belief I am still holding on to that it isn't helping me anymore is. Now this one could be really tough if you haven't done this before. This can be really, really tough. But this is where the beautiful things happen when you get into number 3, when you can start looking at the change and where can I let things go and letting go, truly letting go, letting something more beautiful come in. The one constant energy I rely on when everything else is shifting is. So that one, what is the one constant thing you can always go back to? What's that one belief you can always hold on to in the storm? So for me, I believe that everything in life changes except for love. The love of God, which really helps me with my sobriety. The way I have allowed my beliefs to change with the times is not knowing that I'm not right. And I remember when I was young and someone said, you have such an amazing personality and you're so big. And I remember thinking, well, what a curse that was, because I didn't want to be this giant personality. I knew there was more out there and I didn't want to be right and just be able to go in and dominate social situations and all. It was just, I never wanted that to be my being, and I wanted to always be learning and letting go, and I have, and it's sometimes it really sucks when I have to face these things. But righteousness was a big thing. I knew more than anybody up in 2019, which is really funny because I didn't know much of anything. And the one thing that I'm so proud of is now that I know if I'm being any little bit righteous, it's just quiet, take a silence course, be quiet, spend the day by myself, and just, it's not about the other person, it's about myself. A belief that I'm still holding on to that doesn't help me anymore is probably with my finances. It's okay for me to sell. It's okay for me to offer amazing programs. It's okay to me make good money and great money. And that's probably the belief that I need to let go of the most right now. That's not serving me. The one constant energy I rely on when everything else is shifting is meditation, for sure. So this video is just a quick way to start getting into your beliefs. This is a life's work. This isn't just something you do in a 10-minute YouTube video. But I really wanted to get this out there because I thought it could really help add value to people. People are giving me so much support. And when I got into this beliefs, it really changed my life. So I'm hoping it can change yours for the better, obviously. Looking at what do we believe? What are we holding on to that is amazing that we never want to let go of? And what are some stuff that when we look at it, we're like, oh, I don't want that anymore. I don't believe that anymore. That's not what I really think. And just let it go. It served for a time. It was a bedrock, and now it's not a pillar anymore. It's gone. So what are those beliefs? What are the bedrocks? What are the things that you want to stand on forever? And what are some things that you stood on, but now they can pass? And I think it can be really helpful. And this is, again, patience, kindness, grace, time, all of these things. Don't get mad at yourself. Oh, I haven't changed. I haven't done anything. Just start looking and see where. And because all of this stuff out is all inside. The kingdom of God is within. And it's based upon what we see and what we feel, which is all based upon what we're believing inside to be true. And it's incredible, and it's an amazing thing. So last week I was saying things and I realized, oh, I've never actually gone into what a belief is and why it can help. So look into your beliefs, check out these sentence stems. If there's not, find other ones. Take some time, get a journal, write it down, and just see what comes out. And usually when the pen stops moving, or the pencil or whatever, or some people like do by voice note, when you're pausing, it's when you're getting there, and just keep going lower and lower, deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And some things change like this. Some changes take time. And that's what I was talking about last week. So a simple way to make big changes feel light. That's what I talked about in the last video. So I'll put a link to that. But take the time, go through these sentence stems, find out what your beliefs are, smile at some that just are silly at this point. Be so proud of the ones that you have as your bedrocks that you're never going to change. And you know that they're your guiding light in the storm. They're your anchors. And have a lightness to this process and let it not be so heavy. It can get heavy, and that's okay. As long as the heaviness passes. We don't want to be stuck in the heaviness. Good to the lightness. Heavy to light. We want to be in the lightness. And just enjoy the process. It's really beautiful. Find out what your beliefs are. And check out that video, A Simple Way to Make Big Changes Feel Light, that I made last week. And thanks to everyone for all the support. I feel so loved and blessed, and so much grace during this. Thanks a lot. Have a great one. Bye.